It's time for another WrestlePlanet news update as a referee has been attacked for real by a wrestler with a blade. Adam Cole discusses an Undisputed Era reunion in AEW. And Bryan Danielson has been announced for a huge non-AEW show. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. This Saturday night, Ring of Honor would hold their Final Battle event, which was the promotion's last show before their hiatus, with the entire roster now being free agents. With the event being billed as end of an era, a number of past Ring of Honor stars would appear on the show via video packages that aired throughout the broadcast. Talents such as Eddie Edwards, AEW World Champion Hangman Page, Jimmy Jacobs, CM Punk, Adam Cole, the Young Bucks, and Bryan Danielson would wish the company all the best, citing their memories with the promotion, which played a huge part in their careers thus far. Many had anticipated appearances in one form or another from some Ring of Honor alumni, something which was delivered on the night as we say goodbye to the promotion as we know it. Elsewhere on Final Battle, we'd see the Ring of Honor debut of a certain AEW tag team who confronted the new ROH Tag Team Champions. Mark and Jay, the Briscoes, would successfully capture the title in an excellent match against the OGK, becoming 12-time champions, continuing their legacy as the team with the most reigns in company history. The closest team to their record is Red Dragon and the Young Bucks, who have both won the title 3 times, meaning the Briscoes won't be caught anytime soon, if ever. Following their title win, they would be confronted by Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, who are of course known as FTR, this following a number of exchanges over social media in recent weeks. This encounter has now led many to assume that the Briscoes are set to become All Elite, this to continue the feud, with Ring of Honor not holding shows until April at the earliest. This means the two teams will now need a place to battle, with AEW being the most likely place for it to happen. The show would also see yet another huge Ring of Honor debut, with a former WWE Universal Champion making an appearance to join up with his real-life friend EC3 as part of the narrative. Following a loss in an 8-man tag match, EC3 would cut a promo talking about the evils of what he calls corporate wrestling. This would then lead to EC3 being joined by the former Wesley Blake, an unidentified wrestler, as well as the former Braun Strowman. The now Adam Scherr would hit the ring to take out EC3's foes, marking his first major wrestling appearance since his WWE release earlier in the year. Scherr would be part of the second ever Free the Narrative show earlier in the year, which would see some interesting character development showing a more vulnerable side of the monster among men, with him now being taken over by the narrative movement. The debut was followed by an explanation video on social media of what the narrative is all about, claiming they are not a faction, but an idea. I'm very intrigued to see where the group will show up next, with the narrative being a very creative idea. And for our final story from Final Battle, a brand new Ring of Honor World Champion was crowned to close the show, whilst the ROH roster watched on from ringside. The original main event was scheduled to see the then champion Bandido take on the challenge of Jonathan Gresham, before Bandido was forced to pull out of the show due to a positive COVID test. This left Gresham without an opponent for the night and Ring of Honor without a title match, before it was revealed that he would instead wrestle the returning Jay Lethal with the vacant title on the line. Jay left ROH to join AEW just weeks ago, but returned for one last match with the help of Tony Khan and AEW to facilitate the move. Unfortunately for Lethal, his return was a losing one, with Gresham ending the show as the new and potentially final Ring of Honor World Champion. Interestingly, he would receive the old Ring of Honor title belt, with the new design likely stuck with Bandido, who cannot travel. Ring of Honor's future is very much up in the air, with many feeling that the show was a goodbye rather than a see you later. We will just have to wait and see what the future holds, with the promotion planning on returning in April with a fresh product and business plan. For now though, their roster will now leave the company, with a huge amount of talented individuals being added to the already stacked free agency market. Next up, we have a disturbing story coming out of the independent scene where a referee was attacked by a wrestler in an incident that appears to have been off the script. The Blood Hunter, real name Devon Nicholson, would compete in a match with Carly Colon, formerly known as Carlito in WWE, at a recent show where Nicholson allegedly stabbed referee Lando Del Toro with a spike. The referee would suffer from a torn artery in his head before he was sent to hospital to get checked out. Although Lando wasn't the referee for the match, the referee in charge would tell the story of what happened on Reddit under the username of Colberphone, and he would say, "What's up guys, I was the ref in the match, not the ref that got effed up, but the actual match referee. Bloodhunter/Hannibal refused to listen to me and I could tell something was off and immediately told Carlito to GTFO and finish the match. Bloodhunter totally went off the hinges and refused to listen to me." He would continue to add more detail, revealing that MLW star Jacob Fatu would help defuse the situation, and he said, "So Bloodhunter wins via the shittiest roll-up I've ever seen. Andrew Anderson comes out to brawl with Carlito, all planned. I follow them to the back. This is the third referee's cue to come in and get Bloodhunter to the back, all planned. Bloodhunter is to hit the third referee with his spike safely. Third ref is supposed to blade and bleed, and we all meet up in the back. Good match. Yay." Instead, I look out and see Bloodhunter wailing on the third ref, and I think this is taking too long, so I go back out. Third ref hadn't started bleeding yet, so what I believe happened is Bloodhunter got pissed off that third ref wasn't able to cut himself, so BH did it himself. First he choked the third ref into unconsciousness, he went 100% in seconds. Then BH proceeded to hit him all over the head with his spike, repeatedly. And another thing, I started screaming at Hannibal backstage before the cops showed up that he just murdered the other ref, and he seemed like he was going to come to yell at me, and friggin' Jacob Fatu stepped up and was threatening to beat his ass despite having no clue what had happened. Massive props to Fatu. From all accounts, this complete idiot took advantage of the situation and took his anger out on the referee and will likely face legal action if Lando decides to press charges. We do know that the police are involved, but nothing further than that. There is now a GoFundMe page to help raise funds for Lando's medical fees, who has undergone surgery to repair the torn artery and is said to be doing okay. This past weekend, a number of AEW stars would appear as part of a panel at the C2E2 event in Chicago, Illinois. One of the names appearing on stage would be the Elite's Adam Cole, who was asked about a potential AEW debut of Kyle O'Reilly, whose WWE contract expired last week, of course leading to rumors of an Undisputed Era reunion in All Elite Wrestling. Cole would respond to the fans' question by admitting that he isn't sure what Kyle is going to do, but he seems more than open to the possibility of getting the band back together, and he would say, "This is the honest to God truth. I have no idea what Kyle is going to do. I really don't. I'm not sure he knows what he's going to do. But the idea of getting to reunite with Kyle as well as Bobby Fish, hell yeah, I would love that. Hell yeah, I would absolutely." Of course, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole were the original Undisputed Era trio, with Roderick Strong joining the group a little bit later on. Both Cole and Fish are in AEW at the minute, with O'Reilly's longtime tag team partner Fish acting as the Elite's hitman. It should be easy enough for the promotion to fit Kyle into the mix, if they so wish. Another WWE contract that expired last week was that of Johnny Gargano, who was also a topic of discussion at C2E2. When a fan asked which wrestler on stage would be most interested in kicking Gargano's ass, Cole wouldn't hesitate to raise his hand before Billy Gunn joked that he would, but he only comes up to his waist, which received a chorus of boos. Either way, it'll be interesting to see if Gargano and O'Reilly do show up in AEW in the coming weeks, with both men free to sign wherever they like, as soon as they like, with neither bound to a non-compete clause due to their contract expiring rather than them being released. This week, AEW's Bryan Danielson was announced for a major international show set to take place in March. Qatar Pro Wrestling are making huge moves for their Super Slam free event, adding the American Dragon to the card for their next show, who joins the likes of Adam Scherr, EC3, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Will Ospreay, Jon Moxley, Sting, and Bret Hart, all of who will be appearing on the event, and that's only scratching the surface. QPW president Ali Al-Marafi would tell Lucha Libre Online that Danielson is set to sign his contract this week to make the appearance official, although his opponent is still unknown. The show is shaping up to be one of the biggest supercards in recent memory, showcasing talent from New Japan Pro-Wrestling, AEW, as well as top recently released WWE stars. This news comes ahead of Bryan's match this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite Winter is Coming, where he is set to challenge Hangman Page for the AEW World Championship in the Cowboys' first defense of his title, and Bryan will no doubt be hoping to have the belt around his waist when he arrives in Qatar next year. And before you go, make sure you check out 10 shocking WWE to AEW signings that we need to see.